Good morning, Vehicle Virgins family. I hope you are having a fantastic day. If you are new to the channel, my name is Parker Nirenstein, and this is Vehicle Virgins. If you missed yesterday's video, some crazy stuff went down. I raced my E63 versus my friend Amir's Audi R8 V10. And let's just say the results were pretty surprising. A lightweight, nimble supercar against a heavyweight Autobahn Slayer, definitely an interesting duo, but it was a lot of fun. Then I finally got my exhaust fix on the E63 because I straight piped it and there was an exhaust leak and, well, yeah, it sounded terrible with the leak, but we fixed that. Like I've said many times, the fuel economy of the cars that I own is terrible. Hence, I spend a lot of my time, way too much of my time actually, at the gas station filling up. Imagine if I had a pump in my garage. That'd be really sweet. It would also be really dangerous. Probably both. Owners of cars that require premium fuel, 91 and 93, can relate. Gas is getting really, really expensive. Actually, everyone of all octanes can relate. Let's not be octanist. This is 2018, ladies and gentlemen. Gas where I'm at for premium is over $4 a gallon. Now, don't lie to me. If you have a sports car, have you ever rolled up to the gas station, and I've done this myself, looked at the price of 87 versus 91 and gone, wonder what would happen if I just used 87? I'd save some money. Is it really gonna make that much of a difference? Now, the car says right on it, behind the fuel filler cap, to only use premium fuel. But do you actually have to? That's what we're here to find out, using science. Today, I'm going to discuss what exactly happens to your car if you put 87 octane fuel into a sports car or supercar. And for the heck of it, let's also discuss what happens if you were to put diesel fuel inside of a car that only takes gasoline. That sounds like a terrible idea. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But what actually happens? Does the car explode? I'm gonna tell you exactly that. Before we discuss the effects of putting different fuels into your engine, let's understand first what octane really means. Simply put, a fuel's octane rating is its resistance to a thing called knock. The higher the fuel's octane rating, the less likely the fuel is to detonate in the cylinders. Higher octane fuel can withstand higher compression levels. Thus why it's used in performance cars with higher compression ratios. To take a look at what this really means, let's take a look at a typical 4-stroke combustion cycle. I'll have the aid of some graphics up here to really break it down. In the first stroke, the piston travels downwards as air and fuel enter the cylinder via the intake valve. In the second stroke, the piston travels upwards, compressing the air-fuel mixture, raising its pressure as well as its temperature. At the top of the compression stroke, known as top dead center, the spark ignites, exploding the air-fuel mixture and driving the piston downwards. This then rotates the crankshaft, and if you're in drive, eventually propels the car forward. In the fourth stroke, the exhaust valve is opened, the piston travels upwards, pushing out all of the unburnt fuel and exhaust out of the cylinder. So what does that have to do with octane? Turns out, quite a bit. I'd say it's time for a change in scenery. Let's go get the Huracan and take it to the gas station. Oh, Ellie, time for a drive. Oh, beautiful cars. I haven't driven you in forever, actually. I mean, there's only one thing left to do, and that is a cold startup. Look at that, it turns out she needs gas anyways. If you put high octane fuel into a normal economy car that's rated to take 87, nothing will happen. In fact, there will be no performance benefits at all, even though some people think there will. The only real thing that will happen if you put higher octane fuel into a car that doesn't require it is losing money. You're just wasting your money on more expensive gas. However, if you put low octane fuel into a sports car that requires premium fuel, like for instance this Lamborghini Huracan, a number of things can happen. One of which is spark knock. Spark knock occurs when the air-fuel mixture actually detonates a second time during the combustion stroke. So it has already detonated once due to the spark plug igniting it, but now it is actually detonated a second time. So how is this possible? Well, in certain scenarios, the unburned air-fuel mixture actually undergoes such high heat and pressure that it ignites a second time during the combustion stroke, and this is not ideal. The unburned fuel lacks enough octane to resist these conditions and violently explodes. Unlike normal combustion that burns steadily and evenly throughout the combustion chamber, spark knock or detonation occurs very rapidly, a very large spike in pressure over a short period of time. The spike in pressure actually causes the structure of the engine to vibrate and ring in an audible fashion. You can hear it from outside of the car or even inside while you are driving. That's commonly referred to as spark knock or ping. Now, detonation or spark knock doesn't mean immediate damage. In fact, many low-powered engines can knock for thousands of miles before having any sort of damage. However, engines with higher specific outputs, like sports cars or like this car, serious problems can arise, including ringland failure, pitting of the piston crown, and overheating, none of which are good whatsoever. So does that mean that putting 87 in your sports car will automatically ruin the engine? Well, not necessarily. Many modern cars come with a preventative measure to keep your engine safe, preventing knock even when using lower octane fuel. Yes, your performance will be drastically reduced, however, it will keep the car safe in some situations. In these cases, your car will actually retard ignition timing in order to prevent knock while using lower octane fuel. That being said, your car can only retard ignition timing a certain amount of degrees, and if it's not enough, then kaboom. You might get away with this in a lower powered car, but in a high powered sports car, don't risk it. So does that mean that putting 87 in your supercar will automatically total the engine? Not necessarily, but it is absolutely by no means worth it. Let's head to the gas station. Okay, I'll be honest, I don't even know what type of gas station this is. Kind of just pulled in because it was pretty empty, so I thought it'd be better for filming, but I don't know if I'm actually gonna put this gas in the car. See, as you can see, there is a 20-cent difference between premium and 87. Do we do it for science? Do we do it for science? Or do we go with diesel? You guys really think I'm that crazy? I'm not sticking 87 in this car. Let's head to another gas station. There we go, much better. And somehow this gas is cheaper than that other wacko brand? Alrighty. All right, here comes the real interesting part. What happens if you were to put diesel fuel into your gasoline-powered car? Well, the good news is most diesel fuel pumps actually have a larger nozzle, so it's pretty difficult to stick a diesel pump into your gasoline-powered car if it's made in the last 25 years. It also, likely, your car has a plate inside to restrict it so that you can't put diesel fuel in it. But often, some trucks and older cars don't have this, and you'd be surprised that, unfortunately, some people still end up putting diesel in their gasoline car. So what happens? Is it disastrous, or can your car actually deal with the difference in fuel? If you put diesel fuel in your car, you haven't started it yet, you're Googling, oh no, what did I do? And randomly this video pops up, you might be in luck. And definitely call a tow truck right away. Do not start your car. If you do start your car and drive it, likely it'll run fine for a couple miles while gasoline continues to flow through the fuel lines until it's no longer gasoline and it's diesel fuel. The diesel fuel will go into the cylinders and won't ignite. The reason being is diesel engines work entirely different than gasoline engines. The diesel fuel is actually ignited just via compression alone. There is no spark plug in a diesel vehicle. The compression ratios of diesels are much higher than gasoline engines, in the range of 15 to 20 to 1. You would never see that in a gas-powered car. And that's why if you put diesel fuel into your normal car that might have a compression ratio of 10 to 1, it's not going to ignite. Best case scenario, you take it to a shop, they spend hours trying to clear all of your fuel lines, your gas tank, as well as your injectors. That's going to be costly, it's going to take some time, not the ultimate end of the world, but definitely not ideal. Worst case scenario is you have to completely rebuild your engine and maybe additional components of your car's fuel system. That's going to be expensive. In short, never put diesel in a gasoline-powered car, ever. Unless your car is a Prius. The Prius actually has some cutting-edge technology. Because of the way it's shaped, the hideous design actually allows the internal combustion engine to adapt to diesel fuel and run just fine. No, it won't. It'll explode. Time to go back home, Ellie. Fun taking Ellie out for a little spin, even though for some reason it has decided to rain today. I just noticed there are a ton of boxes out in front of my house. Let's go check out what those are. Oh my lord, it's all the merch. So, merchandise, guys, I am completely overhauling, redoing, reorganizing, and coming up with sick new designs for the Vehicle Virgins store. If you've already got some apparel, thank you so much for your support. It means the world to see somebody rocking some Vehicle Virgins swag out on the street or posting it on your Instagram pictures. But for those who haven't yet gotten any Vehicle Virgins merchandise, stay tuned. It's about to get insane. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're not part of the Vehicle Virgins family yet, smash that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on so you stay up to date to the latest and greatest automotive videos. I look forward to seeing you next video.